Love versus survival. The story of Amara. Let's dive into this gripping tale and decide if Amara was actually wrong or she was simply a woman. Amara had never thought to herself as a bad person. She loved deeply, in ways that she could not even explain. His laughter made her heart flutter. His touch felt like home, and his word carried a sincerity she had never found in any other man. But love, as she was beginning to learn, was not always enough. David was everything a woman could ask for. He's very kind, supportive, and deeply loyal. But he was also broke. Not just getting by broke, but barely surviving broke. She knew it was not entirely his fault. Life had dealt with him in a tough way, where he has to lose his job due to complete layoff. And finding a job in a struggling economy that seems to mock men like him is not easy. Still, Amara could not ignore the reality of their situation. They had been together for 4 years. When they started dating, they were both hopeful dreamers, promising each other that things would get better. But while Amara slowly climbed the corporate ladder, David remained stuck in a circle of failed job opportunity, rejected business ideas, and financial instability. At first, she was patient. She reassured him, supported him, and even covered some of his expenses when he could not. But patience, like love, had limits. After some months, she met the other man, whose name is Tunde. Tunde was the opposite of David in every way. He was wealthy, confident, and powerful. He was one of those top executives at a financial firm, the kind of man who make things happen quickly with just a phone call. Amara met him at a corporate event, and from the moment their eyes locked, she knew he was interested. At first, she resisted. She told herself that she was a loyal woman, that no amount of money or comfort could make her betray David. But then, reality hit her like a slap in the face. One evening, she came home from work, exhausted. She had just paid the house rent again because David could not afford his share. She had also covered his phone bills and given him money to sort himself out. That same night, David casually asked if she could help him with some money for transport for an interview. At that moment, something snapped inside of her. She was not angry at David for asking, she was angry at life. Angry that a woman was carrying the weight of a relationship meant for two. Angry that despite her love, she still felt insecure about her future. She asked herself, will she be taking care of David forever? Will David ever pass this phrase or rise above this phrase? She thought to herself, maybe Tunde was her escape. With him, she did not have to worry about money. She did not have to split bills, sacrifice her salary, or play the role of a struggling provider. One fateful day, Tunde took her out to an expensive restaurant, sent her surprise gifts, and most importantly, made her feel secured. At first, it was just friendship, but she knew what it really was. On getting home that very night, Amara hated herself for cheating on David. Every time she lay in bed next to David, after spending the evening with Tunde, she felt like a terrible person. She was not heartless, as she thought to herself. She still loved David. She always held him close and wiped his tears whenever he gets frustrated about life. But she said to herself, love don't pay bills. She said to herself that she was not really cheating, just surviving. If David had money, would she have entertained Sunday? Probably not, she said to herself. She asked again that how long was she supposed to wait for a man who, despite the best efforts, still could not provide the stability of their future. She justified it by saying that men do the same thing all the time. If a woman is not beautiful enough or was not submissive or good enough in bed, they end up cheating. She said I can't be blamed for choosing security over struggle. After some months, David started suspecting David was not actually stupid. He started noticing the expensive perfume Amara started wearing, the late night meeting that did not make sense, and the way she was emotionally distant. One evening, he confronted Amara. Are you seeing someone else? His voice was calm, but she could hear the pain underneath. She wanted to lie, wanted to deny, and pretend everything was fine, but she could not. Tears filled her eyes, and she said, David, I love you, but I can't continue to live like this. His face fell. He looked at her like he had never really seen her before. So, because I don't have money, you decided to cheat. She swallowed hard and said, it's not just about money, David. It's about security, about feeling like I have a future. I've been carrying this relationship for years, and I really don't know for how long I can do this. David exhaled deeply while running his hand through his hair. You should have just left Amara, he asked, instead of making me believe that we were in this together. His word cut, his word cut deeper than she expected. She had confused herself that what she was doing was justified. But hearing him saying those words made her realize the truth of betraying him and betraying his belief in love. David packed his things and left that night. No shouting, no begging, just silence. Those silence haunted her. Despite everything today had and the imagination of the new life she would be living, she was still not happy, as no amount of wealth could erase the guilt that haunted her. She had she had thought that money could make her happy. But anytime she sits down alone in her apartment, staring at the door David had walked out of, she realized something terrifying. She thought to herself that she had lost the one man who truly loved her. So now the question is, would you rather blame Amara for her choices, or do you feel she was justified enough? Drop your answers in the comment section. But this is what I have learned from the story so far on a personal perspective. Love is important, but so is financial stability. However, when facing with tough this situation, honesty is always better than betrayal. If a partner can no longer provide what you need in a relationship, it's better to walk away than betray them. Do not forget to follow my page for interesting stories like this. Give me a like, follow, and comment on my post. See you next time.